Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I'm having a latte from Dunkin' Donuts. My son was begging me to go to Dunkin' Donuts this morning, and he likes the vanilla frosted and a Boston cream. So I got him that, and I'm not allowed to eat yet because I can't eat until 12 o'clock on this stupid fasting thing. And so I decided I would get a latte. I never get lattes. I always just get black coffee, but I needed to have a latte this morning, as long as we were going to Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, now let's start this off. A lot of times on Saturdays, it's fun to me to go back through some different Ripple employees and look at some of their older tweets. I did that today. I've got several that I'm going to show you that to tie in with what I'm talking about. But I think you will really like what you see, because man, every time I read some of the things these people have said, it reminds me of how smart some of these people are. Okay, Brian Melancholy XRP. Let me get something handled here first. Okay, Brian Melancholy XRP sent me this, and he's the official court jester of the Digital Asset Investor Show, by the way. This is from Ant 159-694-954. Google will hire former Ripple employee for its new payment system. And this article is right here. Google had been determined to discontinue paid out Chrome extensions after following the reports of fraudulent chat transactions and move over to interoperable W3C standards, which will be released initially on iOS. Moreover, this latest system will use the efforts and ideas of the creator of Hyperledger and former Ripple employee, Mr. Adrian Hope Bailey. Even though I'm not going to get into all the details of that, I just wanted to read the part about how they've hired a Ripple employee. Google, for those of you that don't know, Google Ventures is an investor in Ripple. So I do expect at some point to really see how Ripple is working with Google in some way, one way or another. Crypto utility guy at Utility Guy 7 sent me this from Fidelity Digital Assets. We're reading Parker A. Lewis discusses the role of money in civilization, how the world might converge to a single currency, and why Bitcoin will be the currency to obsolete others. You know, I read that and I was wondering, I don't know if that's a correct use of the word obsolete. Will be the currency to obsolete others. I don't know if that's the correct. Anyway, Fidelity Digital Assets, maybe they're right. But anyway, I need to get the official language snob on here, which I'm going to do, by the way. I'm going to get the official language snob on here to go through the news with me so that he can correct me as I mispronounce things. I'm going to get him on here to do that maybe this week or next week, the way that I did with Sergeant Obi-Wan last week. And I've also talked to the official neighbor of the Digital Asset Investor channel, and he wants to come on. And Mike Preston, who I feature a lot of his information from time to time, he wants to come on also. He said he had some jokes to tell you guys. All right, but anyway, what I have to say about this, it's kind of a boring article, I thought. These guys don't think for a minute that Bitcoin is going to make anything obsolete. They know Bitcoin's not the one. As Goldman Sachs said in what I showed you a day or two ago, Bitcoin is just the opening act. And I think even in the opening act scenario, it's going to flow through the XRP ledger to do what they're trying to do with it, like what Starbucks trying to use it for payments. It's not going to happen as Bitcoin itself. All right. XRP Crypto Wolf, Ripple's Spring just launched Developer Relations, which is the new Spring Dev Forum. The forum makes it easier for Interledger and XRP developers to access blockchain and crypto assets through technical support, sample code, video, demos, tutorials, and more. I believe that Spring is really starting to get smart about what they're doing. The truth of the matter is that you and I in the XRP community can help Spring more than probably anybody they could hire to do any kind of promotion of them and the companies that they are funding. And I get the impression that they are about to try to leverage the XRP community for that. And I think it's very smart. And all of us, of course, will be glad to help in that process. Okay, XRP Bart at XRP Bart. Now, what I'm about to show you is very important. Okay, XRP Bart has been sending me these for the last few days. Okay, Liquidity Index bot, and all of us have been noticing this increasing like rapidly. And I think Brad Garlinghouse said that this was going to happen. Okay, Liquidity Index for coins.ph, XRP PHP 28-day moving trend. The day progress 42%. So what I did is I went back for the last 3 or 4 days to show you how this has changed. The all-time high on this was this. No, keep in mind, this is February 1st. This is today. All-time high today is 3.5 million. Let's look at yesterday. All-time high yesterday was 3.3 million. All-time high the day before, 2.7 million. All-time high the day before, 2.4 million. Are you noticing a pattern? This liquidity index is going ape. It's going crazy right now. Now, in the spirit of this, I want to show you something. I went back. Remember, Miguel Valles, who said hashtag zero doubt ever. That's the guy that said it. Miguel Valles is the head of XRP markets. He doesn't say much these days, but he's still there. Okay. I went back through Miguel Valles' tweets. Okay. So let's look what Miguel Valles says about this liquidity. Okay. This is the guy that used to work at the was it the CFTC? He was the head of like the gold desk. Okay, this guy is brilliant, and he was brought in to make this whole thing happen for us, folks. That's why he's there. All right, here's what he said. This is on May 27th, 2018. Not market cap, but volume. Fiat-like liquidity is key for XRP to be an internationally recognized bridge currency. I'll repeat, not market cap, but volume. Fiat-like liquidity is key for XRP to be an internationally recognized bridge currency. And then he said this on April 21st, 2018. This guy says, Miguel Valles, Lambo soon? He says, when XRP is more liquid than a G10 currency, I'll buy myself a chocolate chip and get back to work. Now, what is a G10 currency, folks? And what is he saying right there? Their goal is very simple. To be the G10 currencies are the 10 most heavily traded currencies in the world, which are also the 10 of the world's most liquid currencies. US dollar, euro, pound sterling, Japanese yen, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc. Remember, we've talked about this one right here. Remember when we talked on this channel about safe havens, and the talk is about how gold, traditionally gold, silver, precious metals, treasury bonds, and the Swiss franc have been safe havens, right? Well, treasury bonds, and this is what I've talked about with all the debt crisis going on around the world and the ridiculous debts all of these countries are in now. I believe treasury bonds at some point disappear as a safe haven, which leaves you what they're gold, silver, Swiss franc, however you say it. And then that's why I need the language snob here. But also they've positioned Bitcoin as a safe haven. But where does the greatest digital asset ever created fit into this equation? The awesome part is it fits in as both the liquidity, and he's just told you their goal is to make it as liquid as the Swiss franc. Okay, it will serve the purpose not just as liquidity but also safe haven. Remember, XRP is a scarce asset. Okay, that scarcity, there's only 100 billion. It has the same scarcity factor that Bitcoin has. So they can sell Bitcoin all they want as this store of value, but they're only doing that because it doesn't have any other function. The beautiful thing is XRP has the function as being used for liquidity, payments. It's faster, it's more scalable, it's cheaper than Bitcoin, and everybody knows it. So it can serve a function of that store of value, but also liquidity, which is what Miguel Baez is working on. But he told you just there in no uncertain terms that this game is about becoming as liquid as one of these G10 currencies. And that's a big deal, folks. That's a huge deal. All right. Stewart, XRP, SBI Holdings Inc. financial results, January 31st, 2020. SBI remits transaction volume is now #1 on RippleNet. Okay. He's done a whole thread here. I'm not going to go into all of it, but I want you all to go into it. This is a 30-minute ordeal to go through and read all of this stuff. I just wanted to basically scroll through it. Implementing XRP shareholder benefits for SBI Holdings. We've talked about that, but go through this. This is a very interesting thread here. All right, and then you've got Michael at VAL5 Links sent me this from Wrath of Kahneman. He's tweeting out this Bank XRP tweet. SBI in the last 48 hours, second largest bank, Sumitomo. See, I need the official language snob again here. Sumitomo Mitsui invests in MoneyTap. MoneyTap officially connects with PayPay to Samushin Bank. Shemaine, this is a nightmare. Shemaine Bank joins SBI remit naming Ripple. SBI invests $20 million in Open Legacy to integrate core banking systems. He's got an entire thread here as well. I mean, I'm not going through these guys. You need to go to Stewart XRP today. You need to go to Wrath of Kahneman, go through these tweets, and then also Bank XRP. Shemaine Bank starts handling SBI remits international money transfer service. Financial services centered on remittances to foreign residents and to actively adopt new financial technologies such as Ripple's distributed ledger technology. Now, let's go to this. I saw this as a great opportunity to show a couple other tweets that I ran across that I thought were interesting. This is from KGSPQR at Distributed Mind. Something I realized is that I haven't actually heard Joel Katz, Brad Garlinghouse, Corey Johnson, Chris Larson's, Arthur Brito, or anyone at Ripple actually discuss or mention XRP mooning at all. David has mentioned that a higher price would allow things to work as planned, but is that it? Now, there's a lot of people that replied to him here that are interesting replies that you should be aware of. The first one is this: what about just Moon? Well, when you talk about Moon, on Twitter, they say that hype is just such an awful thing. But I don't think you can get any more hypey than to put in the name of your Twitter handle is @JustMoon. But I think Stefan Thomas has completely good intentions, and he believes what he says. So I don't think that there's anything wrong with calling yourself @JustMoon. But also, Mr. B came in with this quote we talked about a week ago, and I think Jungle Inc. had dug this up. Our product ultimately is the currency, the bridge asset. And remember, it's the bridge asset that, according to Miguel Baez, the goal is to have the same liquidity as a G10 currency like the Swiss franc. Okay? That's what they're going after. All right. And that's their product. So I also replied to him with this. And this is a tweet. This is an actual tweet, or not a tweet. I tweeted this out today. This is an actual quote from Brad Garlinghouse, I believe in 2018. Mr. B reminded us. I forgot to put the date that he did it. FYI, Brad said that about 2 years ago for those interested. The price of XRP over 3 hours, over 3 days, over 3 weeks, or even months, that is not success. That is not how I measure success. I think about success over the next 3 to 5 years. There's 2 things I want you to get out of that. Brad Garlinghouse is telling you in no uncertain terms, the success of the XRP price is his measure of success for what Ripple's doing. It is the measure of success. He's not making any bones about that. He's telling you right there that it is the measure of success. The other point I want to make about this quote is that Brad Garlinghouse is a Harvard graduate. The people that work at Ripple are lawyers. They're PhDs. These are people that went to Wharton, Stanford. These are not people in life that are like 1% successful at what their goals are. These are people in life that are 90, 95, 99% successful in what they go after in life. Not just everybody gets into Harvard and Stanford and MIT and all these places, Wharton. These are the creme de la creme. Is that how you say it? Again, I need the official language snob. These are not jacklegs. These are people that when they have a goal, they achieve it. Okay. So if Brad Garlinghouse tells you that his goal is that over the next 3 to 5 years, his goal involves XRP's success, you can go ahead and write that down stamp it on your forehead that this price, $3.84 or whatever the record was. If you believe that that's all XRP is ever going to achieve, I'm just going to laugh at you, okay? Because that's ridiculous. All right. Now, another quote I found. This is from a Wharton magazine. Remember, Ashish Birla went to Wharton. This is from Wharton magazine. Let me see if it has a date on here. So, yeah, this is spring, summer of 2018. We may have talked about this before, but there's a quote in here from that Ashish Birla said when he went to interview with Chris Larson. Chris Larson told him, "You're joining a revolution. I just can't tell you if the revolution will happen in 3 years or 20 years. Well, Ripple came out, and he said this in 2013. Now, Ripple came out and said in their last, I think when we turned over into 2020, they said 2020 is the year of the digital asset. Do they say that if they don't think this revolution is pretty darn close to being in the works? Okay, I don't think they do. Now, finally, I want to finish up. I thought this was an interesting tweet from a guy named XRP Commander. Coining203 had asked this question: exactly how much XRP is in a shallow bag? Now, I thought this was interesting because this guy broke it down, and who knows, but he's showing you what he thinks a small bag is, what he thinks a large bag is. Here's what I think. I think that your average person that is listening to my voice, that's in the XRP community and has been here for the last couple of years, is somewhere in this $30,000 to $100,000 XRP range as far as their ownership. That's just me talking. I don't know. I don't have any way to prove that. I think there's probably a handful that creep into this, and a major, small, tiny handful that go into this. Okay, that's where I think we are. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family that you're joining a revolution. I just can't tell you if the revolution will happen in 3 years or 20 years. Actually, let's restate that for you guys, okay? That's 2013, so we'll take 7 years off that. I just can't tell you if it's going to happen in 3 years or 13 years. There you go. Thank you for listening.